to capture the food. How does a cow get its food? See in this picture, they gave cow picture. See, this one is a cow. So how it gets food? We know that many animals like the cow depend on the plant and grass for their food. So the animals which eat or which dependent on plants or grass plant food, so those animals will be called as a herbivorous. Animals like cow, goat, buffalo, sheep, giraffe, camel, elephant, deer, etc. eat different parts of the plants like green, dry grass, leaves and branches. So these animals dependent on a plant food, so these animals will be called as a herbivores. So activity 5. Observe a cow and buffalo while eating its food and write your observation in your notebook. How does a cow find its food? Cow find its food by using the sense smell. That means seeing and smell. Sense smell. So next question. Note the parts of the body involved in it. So what are the parts involved in it while taking food? Mouth and tongue. So mouth and tongue involved in the food. Mouth and tongue to take food inside the body. So the next. So which mouth parts of the cow are involved in eating its food? Cow uses its tongue to grasp a clump of grass. Grasp clump of grass. Clump means here some branch of grass. Okay, children? So clump of grass. Then, do cows have a teeth? Do they have teeth on the both jaws? So, yes, cow have a teeth on the both jaws, but do not have the top of the front of the teeth. So actually the cows have a teeth on the both jaws, but in front of the upper jaw they don't have a teeth. So there is a hard tissue there that will be called as a diastema. In what way can you just it is a herbivore? In what way? Cow dependence on only plant and plant products for their food. They eat different parts of the plants like green, dry grass, leaves, branches and fruits. So that we can say that cow is a herbivore. You may observe cows and buffaloes sitting under the trees and moving their jaws. Do you know why they do that? See here the answer is given in a textbook. So animals like cow, buffalo, camel chew their food very quickly, swallow and store it in the part of the stomach. So immediately whenever it saw the grass, they immediately swallow it and store in their stomach, one of the part in their stomach. And after some time they take food material bring back from their stomach into the mouth and chew it again. Sit leisurely and chew it again. So this process is called rumination. So what is this one? Rumination. So these animals are called ruminants. If we bring back our food from our stomach, what can we call it as a? It is a vomiting. But it will be called as a rumination. So have a hunting animals like lion, how it gets food? Did you ever see how a lion hunts a deer on TVs like TV shows like Animal Planet, National Geographic Channel? And what do you feel about its concentration and actions while hunting? So wild animals like lion, fox, and tiger hunt other animals for their food. They have a strong legs to run and sharp claws to catch and sharp teeth to tear the flesh. Okay, children. So they have a sharp teeth, sharp claws, and catch the long, strong legs to run. The next one is a how does a dog get its food? See, how does a dog get its food? Observe a dog in your surroundings. How does it get food? See, and write your observation. So what does it do to find food? So the dog finds its food by smelling. So dog have a strong smelling sense. With the help of smelling, it can find its food. Okay, children? Smelling. And dog's nose is 1,000 times more sensitive than ours. So they are involved in taking food. Which parts? Mouth and with the help of mouth and tongue, they can take the food into their mouth. Okay, children? How does a dog eat meat? How does it eat? So the dog catches other animals with its legs and it tears the meat using its sharp teeth. It eats the meat and chews it with the help of teeth and uses its tongue to swallow it. And how does a dog drink the water? The dog licks the water with its tongue and drinks it. So dog licks the water with its tongue and drinks the water. Is there any difference in using its tongue when compared with a frog or a crow? See, write the space provided below. Use of tongue. Animal, use of tongue. And frog, how it can use its tongue to catch the food. To catch the food. Frog is used to for his food is to catch the food. And cow to swallow grass. Swallow means mingada. Swallow the grass. That means animal and their use of tongue. So dog, how it uses its tongue to lick the water. Lick means nakadam. Okay. So lick the water. So next, food chain. Living organisms need food to perform their life process. Some organisms can produce their own food, while some dependent on other organisms to obtain their energy. We can therefore identify different feeding types based on how the organisms get its food. These are divided into producers, consumers and decomposers. So producers, what they can do? They can make their own food. So the examples of producers are plants are producers. All living things that uses the energy of the sun to make its own food is a producers. The plants, they can prepare their own food by using sunlight, carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, water. So that's why they cannot dependent on other animals for their food. So that's why the plants are all the plants are producers. But a consumer is an organism. A consumer is an organism that eats living plants or animals. That means these animals don't have a ability to prepare their food by their own. So all the animals are consumers because they don't make their own food. So what will happen if all animals ate plants? That means no plant is on the earth. To maintain a balance in nature, animals follow their food habits. So basing on their food habits, there are different types of consumers. We can classify them into special groups. See, the first, the animals which dependent on plants directly, those animals will be called as a primary consumers. That means these animals can eat producers. They include herbivores such as some insect, rabbit, cow, etc. And secondary consumers, they eat primary consumers. They include carnivores such as many birds, frog, fox, etc. They eat primary consumers. Not only these are even vultures, lion, fox, these are also consumers. Then tertiary consumers, they eat secondary consumers. They include carnivores that feed on other carnivores. They include snakes, lions, eagle, vulture also. So in a forest, a deer eat grass and turn, we know tiger eats deer. See, take for example in a forest, deer eat, deer first consume plants. So it will be called as the first. First means primary. So who will consume the plants? Deer. So the primary consumers, deer will be in primary consumers. The tiger will catch the deer and it will be eaten by tiger. So tiger is a secondary consumer. So it was a primary consumer and tiger is a secondary consumer. So in a forest, the deer eats grass. In turn, we know that tiger eats deer. In any ecosystem, there is a childlike relationship between the organism that lives there. This is a sequence of who eats whom is called as a food chain. See what is the sequence of the in any ecosystem there is a chain like a relationship between the organism that live there. This is sequence of the who eats whom is called as a food chain. Generally, the food chain is a straight way. So, there is a only one single chain. It describes how organisms get energy and nutrients from by eating other organisms. So, a food chain shows the relationship between the producers, consumers. Example, producers are the plants and consumers are primary consumer is a deer and secondary consumer is a tiger. So food chain explains the interdependence of diverse in our organisms in nature. That means how the animals dependent on other organism. So how energy flow in a food chain? See. So study the picture. What is the source of the energy in a food chain? What is the source? Sunlight is the ultimate source for the any food chain. How does grasshopper gets its energy? In a food chain, grasshopper is a primary consumer. It can consume the or it can dependent on grass for their food. And then grasshopper gets its energy from the eating of grass. Next, what happens to the crow if the frog was removed from this food chain? What will happen? In this food chain, frog is a secondary consumer as its feed on grasshopper. If the frog was removed in this food chain, the grasshopper population will be increased. And in this food chain, cow is tertiary consumer as it is feed on frog. In this food chain, crow is a tertiary consumer as its feed on frogs. If the frog was removed in this food chain, the crow will go hunger and their population will be decreased. And what is the role of the mushroom in the given picture? So mushroom is a decomposer. So this is the mushroom. Mushroom we can locally call it as a puttagodugulu. Okay. So mushroom is a decomposer. That means it will always dependent on dead and decaying organisms. So from there it will obtain the nutrients and proteins from there. So mushroom is a decomposer. Mushrooms gets its energy to break down of the dead matter. It helps in the cycling of the materials in between producers, consumers and to the soil. Bacteria and fungi such as the mushrooms get the energy by breaking down of the food chain. Bacteria and fungi such as the mushrooms to get energy by the breakdown of the plants and the animals. They are called decomposers. What are decomposers? Examples for decomposers are bacteria and fungi such as the mushrooms get energy by the breakdown of the dead plants and animals. They are called decomposers. They break complex substances into simple substances that goes into the soil and are used by the plants. Thus, they help in cycling of materials between the producers, consumers and soil. Cycling between the materials like producers, consumers and soil. So, they are called as a recyclers. The other name for decomposers are called as a recycler. So, next food web. What is food web? So food chains cannot always be represented by a straight line. Sometimes they can be branched with several food chains connected to the each other to form a web. See, food web. In food chain, there is only single straight line. The deer dependent on their food on the plants, then tiger will dependent on the deer. That is the relation we can show in a represented by a straight line. But these they can be branched. See, this one is one branch, this one is one branch, this one is another branch. And several food chains connected to each other. See, green plants, raw mouse, snake, kite. This one is one food chain. And green plants, rat and owl. This one is another food chain. And green plants, rabbit, wolf and lion. This one is another food chain. That is 1, 2, 3 and this one is a 4. Green plants, goat and jaguar and fourth one is a lion. So this one is a fourth food chain. So there is in food chains there are several branch. These can be the food web can be branched with several food chains connected to each other to form a web-like structure. So this system of interconnected food chain is called as a food web. So animal colonies and food. So there are many animals that live in colonies. Some group of animals will be lived in colonies. From tiny ants to huge elephants. So ants are also lived in colonies. Even elephants are also lived in colonies. Even sometimes lions and tigers are also lived in colonies. And almost buffaloes, these are all animals are lived in colonies. So a wonder world of ants. Let us move on to the ants world. So ants do lot of things. If any person do hard work, we can compare with the ants only. So their colony has a large ant forces to do work. That means they have a soldiers like they have a large force. So there are categories into workers, soldiers, females and male ants. So what is the main function of workers? Workers collect and maintain food stock for others in the colony along with several other duties. So the workers collect and maintain the food stock for the soldiers and females and male ants and others in the colony along with the several duties also. Just as we keep cows for milk, ants keep for a type of insect called aphids for honeydew. So, aphids are the group of insects which were live in the generally young branches of the plants. So, like us, ants are good farmers as well. They cut the leaves into the pieces. See, they say how they cut the leaves into the pieces and create a bed to grow a type of fungus which they eat. So, with the help of these leaf pieces, they can prepare one bed. So, on the bed, the one type of fungus will be grown on these leaves. Then the fungus will be consumed by these ants. Okay, children. So think what can we learn from ants? Ants are very hardworking creatures on this earth. So if you have any idea about the ants, you can write your opinion in your notebook in your own. So in the next video, we will practice the questions given in your textbook. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Please like my video, share my videos to your friends and subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon. Bye children.